Los Angeles City College. What defines the college? Makes it what it is? Its campus, of course, its buildings, and its people. Its teachers, teachers like Dr. Philip Schlessinger, who has been teaching political science at LACC for over 54 years. A dynamic lecturer, he's provided his students with valuable insights into our political process.
It has remained the Democratic Party to this very day. Sometimes the organization looks like it's been put together with chicken wire. But nevertheless,
more than 40,000 students have attended his classes, and he's inspired many to go on into the political field, like LA County Supervisor Michael Antonovich and political consultant Harvey Englander. Soon to celebrate his 90th birthday, Dr. Schlessinger grew up in Minneapolis, where he attended the University of Minnesota and befriended classmates such as Hubert Humphrey, who was to become vice president under President Johnson. With a Ph.D. from USC, Dr. Schlessinger came to LA City College in 1949. At first he taught history, then he switched over to political science. Over the years, he sponsored government internships for his students and conducted field trips to Sacramento. He also has played an active role in local politics. As a member of the state, central, and county committees of the Democratic Party, he supported such candidates as Adlai E. Stevenson, who ran for the presidency in 1956. Dr. Schlessinger himself was a candidate for the California State Assembly in the 50s.
I can recall that my wife said to me, "You know, you're running for office now. And before that, everybody loved you. Everybody loved you too. Now that you're running for office, everybody hates you." Well, it wasn't quite true.
In 1969, he successfully lobbied to have the LA Community College District split off from the LA Unified, and Mike Antonovich sat on its first board. From 1984 to 1992, Dr. Schlessinger served as a public member on the California Board of Psychology. He has given talks and lectures worldwide in Europe and in Asia. Recently, the college honored him as an outstanding humanitarian. He was married to his late wife Phyllis for 61 years, and they lived in a house in Los Feliz designed by famed Austrian architect Rudolf Schindler. He and his wife were world travelers and undertook at least 50 major trips, and he shared his experiences in informative reports. Over the years, he has been a mentor to both students and new faculty, and several of them spoke to us recently.
But when I came here in the early 60s, he was a mentor teacher for me. But it was an enjoyable class to teach. I learned a lot from him. He had a good sense of humor, and I'm hoping he becomes the Strom Thurmond to the social science department. With just a few more years, he can still be teaching at age 100.
Yes, I was Dr. Schlesinger's student many years ago. I won't tell you the year. Along with my husband. I remember this sort of short, very energetic, very friendly professor that the students really, really liked. He was the first Jewish professor to be hired here on a full-time basis. And so I remember very clearly that some of the other professors were not as open to African American students as Dr. Schlessinger was.
One of the things I enjoy about his class is that when he walks into the room, the first thing he does is start talking about what's happening in the news. I have always admired the dedication he showed in taking his students up to Sacramento every year. It's a way of giving students almost a one-on-one lesson, a true understanding of the process that they'll never get into a class.
Oh, well, we go way back, about 34 years. I just returned from Vietnam and came to school here at LACC. And he kind of adopted me, he and his wife Phyllis. I had not been in school for quite some time, and it was his encouragement that led me on the path that I took. He encouraged me to go to UCLA from here. Dr. Schlessinger also encouraged me to go on to law school at Boston University. Dr. Schlessinger, it's been a pleasure knowing you for all of these years. For 34 years, you've been my friend, you've been my mentor.
I just want to say, Dr. Schlessinger, you understood every student's problems and status, and you really treated your class with the father and son relationship. That means a lot to us. So I just want to say thank you very much for being my teacher.
I'm a Vietnam veteran, And that's when I came on campus. And coming into Dr. Schlesinger's class, it was just an awakening experience about politics. And I tell you, I just get up in the morning, I'd be so wonderfully happy just to get to his class. Encouraged me to become a president of the Young Democrats in California, encouraged me to go to 3 or 4 as a delegate to Democratic conventions, encouraged me to run for city council. In fact, I ran this time in terms of the 9th District City Council, and his precinct that he stayed with day and night, that's the only precinct that I won.
Met Phil in the spring of 1968 when I was a freshman here at Los Angeles City College. Graduated high school, voted essentially least likely to succeed, and he was my poli-sci 1 professor. And he apparently saw something in me that no one else had ever seen, and he took me to Sacramento with some other students, helped me in student government here at City College, and gave me some focus and direction in my life. Phil brought out, in me at least, an understanding of the political game and appreciation for government. In some respects was a father figure, since I didn't have a father. Gave me a career that has given me personal satisfaction, professional satisfaction, certainly financial satisfaction, and really rescued a boy who didn't even know that he had to buy his own textbooks when he got to college.
Dr. Philip Schlessinger, truly one of LA City College's treasures.